Africa is often described as the world's poorest continent, dependent on aid and foreign support. But a growing body of research suggests a very different reality. According to an analysis highlighted by Al Jazeera, Africa is not poor by nature. Instead, vast amounts of its wealth are being extracted and transferred out of the continent every year. Africa is rich in natural resources. The continent holds major reserves of gold, diamonds, oil, gas, cobalt, copper, and fertile agricultural land. It also has one of the youngest and fastest-growing populations in the world. Yet, despite this wealth, millions of Africans continue to face poverty, underfunded public services, and limited economic opportunity. So where is the money going? Research cited by Al Jazeera shows that Africa actually loses more money each year than it receives. While billions of dollars enter Africa through aid, loans, and remittances, even larger sums leave the continent through tax avoidance, profit repatriation, debt payments, and illegal financial flows. The result is a net loss of tens of billions of dollars annually, making Africa a net contributor to the global economy, not a burden. One major channel is tax avoidance by multinational corporations. Companies operating in Africa often shift profits to offshore tax havens, drastically reducing the taxes they pay in African countries. These lost revenues could otherwise fund healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Another factor is profit repatriation. Resources are extracted in Africa, sold internationally, and the profits are transferred abroad, with limited reinvestment in local economies. There are also illegal activities including unregulated mining, logging, fishing, and wildlife trafficking, which drain billions of dollars from the continent every year. In addition, African countries face heavy debt repayments and disproportionate climate change costs, despite contributing minimally to global emissions. These findings challenge the traditional narrative around foreign aid. While aid plays a role, analysts argue it is often outweighed by the amount of wealth leaving the continent through unfair global systems. The issue, they say, is not a lack of resources, but how the global economic system is structured. The report also points to internal challenges. Some African elites move large sums of money offshore instead of investing locally, worsening inequality and limiting economic growth. This means the problem is both external and internal, rooted in global systems and domestic governance. Experts argue that changing Africa's future requires more than charity. It requires fair taxation, stronger regulation of multinational corporations, action against illicit financial flows, and greater control over African resources. Most importantly, it requires changing the narrative. Africa is not poor by default. Africa is rich, but much of its wealth is leaving the continent. Subscribe for more in-depth global analysis and stories that shape our world.